Voices from the Tree Line. It was supposed to be a reset. After her divorce, Laura needed space, quiet, somewhere she could breathe again. So she booked a cabin in the mountains of North Carolina for 3 weeks, alone. No service, no neighbors, just pines, trails, and silence. Perfect. The first few days were exactly what she hoped. Morning hikes, coffee on the porch, reading until the sun disappeared behind the trees. The nights were dark, sure, but the stars were beautiful, peaceful, until the 6th night. That's when she heard the voice. It was soft, barely audible, coming from the woods behind the cabin. She turned off the porch light and leaned closer. Laura. Her blood ran cold. The voice wasn't yelling. It wasn't frantic. It sounded calm, almost conversational, like someone who knew her, someone who had been waiting. She stepped back, heart hammering, grabbed her flashlight, shined it toward the tree line. Nothing. The woods were still. She didn't sleep that night. The next morning, she told herself it was stress. Echoes. Maybe even a dream. She forced herself onto the trail again, walked until her legs ached, got back to the cabin just before sunset. When she reached the porch, something was there. A small pile of stones, stacked neatly, balanced impossibly well. She hadn't built it. She hadn't seen it that morning. She kicked it over. That night, the voice returned. You shouldn't have done that. Laura locked the doors, every window. She even blocked the front door with a chair. She tried calling for help, but there was no signal, not even one bar. She barely slept. The following afternoon, she found a second pile. Not stones this time. Teeth. Tiny. Human. Yellowed with age. She gagged, shoved them into a cloth bag, and threw them in the trash. Packed her bag. She was done. She'd leave at dawn. That night, she stayed awake, clutching a flashlight and kitchen knife. At 2:44 a.m., the power went out. The voice came again. Come outside, Laura. Just for a second. I want to show you something. It was clearer now, closer. She didn't move. She couldn't. Then something knocked on the window. Not a fist, not a hand. Something thin. Tap, tap, tap. She turned the flashlight toward the window and saw it. Just for a second. A face. Too long. Skin stretched tight. Eyes small and far apart. A slit of a mouth that didn't move. She screamed, ran into the bathroom, locked herself inside, and stayed there until daylight. When the sun rose, she ran. Didn't even pack. Drove 3 hours until her phone buzzed back to life. She didn't tell anyone. Who would believe her? She chalked it up to a breakdown, sleep deprivation, trauma, maybe even hallucinations, until the envelope arrived. 3 weeks later. No return address, no postage stamp. Inside, a single Polaroid of Laura, asleep, in the cabin, and behind her, in the shadows just beyond the bedroom door, the faint outline of a figure, the same one she saw in the glass. Would you spend a week alone in the woods? Tell me in the comments. Follow for more true feeling horror stories that might just be real. Tree Eye.